Imam al-Tahawi rahimahullah wishes to clarify is وَلَا نَرَى الْخُرُوجَ عَلَى إِمَّتِنَا. We do not see the affair of rebelling against our rulers and those who have been given authority over us. وَإِنْ جَارُوا, even if they are oppressive. SubhanAllah. And this oppression could be regarding themselves. They do sins amongst themselves, or they oppress others. وَإِنْ جَارُوا. So whether it's oppression in regards to his religion or oppression to others, we still do not rebel as long as he is a Muslim in these Muslim countries. Why? Because it is not from nasiha, it's not from sincere advice and sincere concern for him that we rebel while he's been given authority over us. It comes in the hadith, ad-deenu nasiha. The religion is sincere advice. For who? Who is it? Sincere? Sincerity? Lillahi wa li rasulihi wa li kitabihi wa li a'immati al-muslimin wa ammatihim. Li a'immati al-muslimin. For the leaders of the Muslims. So from this is the Prophet ﷺ, he said, as long as madamu aqamu fikum as-salat, as long as they establish the salat. And as well he says, illa an taraw kufran bawahan indaka min Allahi indakum min Allahi burhan wa fi burhan. That or else you have explicit evidence to show clear-cut disbelief from him. That you have a hujjah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It has to be clear-cut evidence. It's not like this is disbelief that what he did. You need to know that this disbelief actually applies to him and takes him out of the fold of Islam. I'll give you an example. In the time of Imam Ahmed, the ruler was Ma'mun, who aided the people that said the Qur'an was created against Imam Ahmed and supported that view. The Quran, saying the Quran is created is disbelief. To say something from the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is created, it is disbelief. So because of this, we know it is disbelief, but that ruler, he was deceived and he had an interpretation that was given to him that was wrong from scholars that he respected. So he didn't know better, so he took what they gave as verdicts. So because of this interpretation, this ta'wil, Imam Ahmed did not declare him to be a kafir. Nor did he rebel. Even a group of people, they said there was 10 of them, they came to Imam Ahmed and they said, give us a fatwa to rebel against this ruler and that ruler. And he says, I do not see any permission in that or any consent. There's no concession for that. And this is to show you that the Muslim rulers, sometimes a person may find some of the acts that they may commit. Perhaps we say the initial act, it is disbelief. But that particular ruler may have ta'wil, may have interpretations, or may assuming that he's excused for his act, or certain things which will be a prevention, it becomes a mani' from taking him out of the fold of Islam. So here then it as well becomes a reason for it's not permissible to do khurooj. As well, generally, history attests that rebelling and causing revolutions in the lands is not beneficial. For verily, Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah, he said, I examined all of the times that people did revolution and rebelled, and I noticed that the outcome was worse. And even I was in one time in a class with one of the mashayikh, he says, I challenge you to bring me one example of recent times where people did revolutions and rebelled and there was a greater benefit that took place, or the outcome was better. Wallahi, we've seen it in Yemen up until now. The people that were complaining about the prices on high rise and going up, it went triple that amount. The death toll is rising. While they could have took the advice of being patient. So the people that deceived them and made them fall into these acts that only brought that which was more harmful, we've seen in other lands. So even in regards to if the person was a disbeliever and he was in these lands of the Muslim countries, there is certain conditions that he could be removed. The condition, who knows one of the conditions? That they have complete strength and capability. I'll give you an example. Like, for example, if the army of defense of the country takes them out by force. What happened in some countries? They force them to step up down. This, if it were to occur, and they have someone who's a replacement that could be better, and they don't bring someone who's worse. And most of the times, some of these people, they say we have full capability, but they bring someone that is worse. This is not correct. As well, the damage that is going to take place shouldn't be more than the damage that a ruler is initially causing. And you're trying to run from one problem and you end up causing multiple problems. That's not correct. So there's three conditions the scholars have given. That is, for example, if the ruler there's clear cuts that he became a disbeliever in the Muslim lands, when is it allowed to remove him out of power? They give those conditions. And the power, meaning, those who have capability, is usually people of authority, not these individual groups that come and just cause riots or commotion, or they assassinate people. This is not intended by full capability. It means that we find practical examples nowadays where maybe the army of defense takes him out of power and forces him to step down. This is an example. And as well he says, وَلَا نَنْزِعَ يَدًا مِنْ طَاعَتِهِمْ. And we do not refuse to give him our hand in obedience. Some people, they'll say, he's not my Amir. He's not my Amir. The only Amir was the Amir al-Mu'mineen, the rulers of the Mu'mineen. They said that time is over. He goes, how could this person be Amir while he is showing a face with these people and showing a face with that people? As long as he's a Muslim and Allah has given him authority over you, he's your Amir. And you hear and obey as long as he doesn't command you to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إِنَّمَا طَاعَةُ فِي الْمَعْرُوفِ, as it comes in the hadith. So some people, they misunderstand. They assume that if he commands you to disobey Allah once, the privilege of you obeying him is taken away from absolutely. He's just only not allowed to obey him in that particular act, but if he commands you with something else, you're supposed to obey him. He still has that position. And they give the example of a father in the house. Imagine a father, he was wrongful in how he took his position of authority in the house. And from time to time he perhaps told the children to do something wrong. But other times he tells them to do certain things that are correct, or that which is permissible. He still holds the position for the children to obey him, although the father is sinful and disloyal. He holds that position. And the father has the right for his children to make dua for him. وَنَدْعُ لَهُمْ بِالصَّلَاحِ وَالْمُعَافَةِ. We make dua for them, for their well-being, and as well for them to be upright. So making dua for the rulers is from the methodology of Ahlussunnah wal Jama'ah. And it became such an importance that the scholars used to stress its importance on Jum'ahs, on bigger gatherings or on Eids, just to show that they're different from those who speak out against them. So the same with those children in the house with the father. Are they going to make dua against their father, or are they going to make dua for him? They're going to make dua for him. Even though the father is disobedient, he's disloyal, he's cheating them, they're still going to make dua for him. That is from the nasiha of sincerity for him and concern. Same thing with our rulers who have been given authority over us. We make dua for them. Some people, they've been taken by their emotions. They say, subhanallah, this man is killing and doing this and oppressing people, and I'm going to make dua for him? They're taken by their emotions. We say, no. Fudail ibn Iyad has been quoted mentioned by Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah in Majmu' al-Fatawa. He said, if I had a da'wah mustajaba, if I had a dua, he said, da'wah wahida, only one dua that was going to be answered, guess who we make it for? He said, for the ruler. If he said, subhanAllah, imagine all of us, we had just one dua to be answered. Who would you make it for? Everybody would probably say, oh Allah, like some of the mashayikh would give an example, oh Allah, grant me the best of vehicles. Some of them would say, oh Allah, grant me the best of houses. Fudail ibn Iyad, he says, if I had only one dua that was going to be answered, I'll give it to the ruler. That Allah rectify him. But really, if the ruler is rectified, the people will become rectified as well, inshallah. You see a huge impact. This is someone that is dua coming out from a heart that has concern for the ummah. Wallah, and sometimes when you're in your sujood, don't always be selfish and just making dua for yourself. Make dua sometimes for the ummah. I remember in Yemen, in the last 10 nights of Ramadan, in one of the years I was there, Shaykh Yahya said, I'm striving and doing a lot of efforts and making dua for the president of Yemen. So I was thinking, subhanAllah, the last 10 nights I was busy asking Allah for certain other things of the worldly life. And he was busy throughout the 10 nights making dua for the president of Yemen. So that really hits me. To have concern, himma, for the Muslimin. Having concern for the affairs of the Muslim. So if you find a man making dua against the rulers, know, as Imam al-Barbahari said, sahib hawa, he's a man of desires. He's not a man of sunnah. One of the signs of people of innovation is that they make dua against the rulers. They come and they say, Qasam Allahu dhahra, may Allah break his back, may Allah do this, may Allah do that. So this is not from the sign of a Sunni. It comes in a hadith that some of the scholars authenticate, La tusubbu umara'akum, do not curse your rulers. And some of them, they try to use some weak narrations they found, or they're weak based upon their understandings of a hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, Shiraru a'immatikum man tal'anunahum wa hum yal'anunakum. The worst of your rulers is those who you curse and they curse you back. So some of them, they took from this that is allowed to curse the rulers. No, it's just a report of something that is going to occur, that the worst of our rulers is going to be so bad that people are going to eventually curse them. It doesn't mean that their act is permissible in the light of the Qur'an and Sunnah. It's just showing how it's going to lead to. It's like the hadith that a woman, that Yemen will become so safe that a woman would be able to travel from Sana'a all the way to Hadramaut. Just with nothing fearing anything except the wolf for her, for her sheep that she has. So some people, they came and they said, this shows the permissibility for a woman to travel without a mahram. It doesn't mean that. It means a report that something that may occur, it could be what she may be doing, may be permissible, it may not be permissible. So this is something to remember. We'll move on inshallah.